Fantastic to be here. Really, really nice to be in Bristol. The weather was lovely today. I've spent some time down in Somerset, which is, well, not Somerset, Cheddar, I should say, just down the road. I took a photograph of some food in the garden, and I'm here to talk about food. I've been consuming food for 40 years, and I've been cooking it for 25 years. I've been buying it, I've been preparing it, and blindly throwing it away for 20 of those culinary years. So by trade, I'm a chef, but my beliefs, my travels, my experiences have led me to become an accidental social entrepreneur, something I never thought would happen at the age of 15, chopping onions in Lord's Cricket Ground. Now, the last 3 businesses I've set up are social enterprises. Backed by charities, strange grant funding, lots of different ways of raising money for social enterprises. But any business that I do in the future is going to be both green and ethical. 2 major factors in why I do business. The business that I'm running at the moment and have become an ambassador for is the People Supermarket. All right, so look, the People Supermarket is an idea that I started with about 2.5 years ago. Mad idea, which was based on, can I give my suppliers a better route into market? Can I get people who grow food to make better money from it, to not have to go through large distribution networks to get it to the consumer? I have succeeded, but I tell you, it was really, really hard work. And it was hard because I had to design it for people to get involved in. There was no way I was going to create a supermarket that could teach people how to get involved in food without having those people be involved in it right at the core. And so I thought, okay, I had to look around at models, business models, what can I do, at the CICs, cooperatives, limited companies, and ended up with a very strange structure, which was built about 200 years ago as a business model. And it's called an industrial and provenance society, and that allows people to get involved and get involved as an owner. Charities don't allow it, limited companies don't allow it, but this one structure allows thousands of people to own the company. Now, for thousands of people to own a company, you kind of have to get them to join, pay a little bit of money, and get involved. And that getting involved was a major factor in the success of it. But it hasn't been done for nearly 200 years. The Rochdale pioneers created the co-op, and then it sort of turned into a big supermarket and a funeral care home thing and this sort of stuff like that. And it became so big that people kind of didn't really understand that co-ops can work. And they do work, and I proved they do. And the 1,500 members, owners, that run the People Supermarket now have proved that it works. So anyway, the supermarket gives people the power to choose where they buy food from, who they're buying it from, look at the land that it's being bought off, and how it's distributed to us. And I think one of the major factors is how ethical it is. Does this business sell tobacco? No. Does it sell spirits? No. We buy wines that are cooperatively made, English made. We take choices as owners of a business, a food business, that you can't really make in everyday life when you go into a shop. So it's taking ownership of food, really, really important. And the idea for me is that as a chef, I'm a conduit for food. So it's grown, I am a part of the food machine, and it's consumed. A lot of chefs don't think that. A lot of chefs think that they are somewhere up here in the stratosphere and that people are bowing to them because they are gods. It's not true. Right, so it's very, very important that we connect urban communities with the rural communities. The urban consumer, the rural producer. Vital for food security. Food security is one of the biggest issues in this country. It's not talked about enough. Food, for me, and I'm sure for all of you, is amazing. It does so much more than just sustain our tummies. It enables community rehabilitation, community involvement. It starts communities. It can address issues of worklessness. It can address training, communication, excitement. Influences religion quite a lot. At the supermarket, every month we have a general meeting, and that general meeting means that this many people come into a room and start discussing how the business should run. So I sit at the front because, for some mad reason, I'm the chairman, and listen to everybody's opinion, point of view, what's going wrong, what's going right, what's going wrong, what's going wrong, what's going wrong, what's going wrong. My bread's not big enough. Those tomatoes weren't fresh enough. Where's my pizzas? I want cheaper. Anyway, lots of different things. But it's a thankless task, that role. But one thing is very interesting in that role, and it's the fact that I have to listen. And I have to listen to everybody. And I have to listen to everybody's opinion about food and how to buy it and sell it and consume it, etc., etc., etc. Unbelievably important. And it's led me to actually the talk I'm going to give tonight. And I've been rambling on, but this is why I've come here, to talk a little bit about this. I want to talk about listening. I want to talk about listening to food. And the fact that we don't listen to food at all, really. We've got to listen to food a lot more. We need to listen to the seasons. We need to listen to the pollinators. We need to listen to the excitement of spring. We need to listen to the summer rain. Luckily, there's none today. We have to listen to our food fast becoming just another issue in our lives. It's a commodity, sometimes an inconvenience. Food is the most important thing in our lives, and we're not listening to it. We treat it with disdain. What we're going to eat today. Oh, bloody hell. We have to listen to our food being packaged in more and more plastic and polystyrene. We have to listen to it being refrigerated and distributed, and it's just the monster of food distribution is unbelievable, and it's really mean. We have to listen to the ever-increasing amount of pesticides, fertilizers, steroids, and genetic modification in our foods. Bigger, more. If we ignore the food in our lives, we're in trouble of being guilty of allowing large corporations, very, very big corporations, to take control of the food in our lives. They've got complete control. 98% of food sold in this country is sold through supermarkets. They have complete control of the way we buy it, the way we consume it, the way they sell it. They're in control of the money. All of you lot, spending all that money with them, taking no choices. You think you're making choices, wandering through the supermarket, automatically buying what you always buy, maybe trying a special, maybe buying one off, buy, get one free. Supermarkets aren't paying for that. The apple growers are, the potatoes growers are. British agriculture is on its knees. Listen. Listen. It's very important. We need to listen to the massive food companies making massive profits and making decisions on food for profit. Listen to that. Some people say, well, what's wrong with people making money out of food? What's wrong with people making decisions for me? Well, they might be asking those questions while they're sitting in a doctor's chair going for a checkup. And the doctor's saying, well, you might be a bit overweight. You might have a stage of diabetes coming. Sitting in the dentist's chair, you're eating too much sugar. Where's all that sugar coming from? I don't know. Where's the sugar in my diet? I'm trying to cut it out. It's tons of it. It's everywhere. Salt. Vicious E numbers. Last year, 2 of my best friends, best mentors, age 63, 64, died. Chefs. Rose Gray, Sue Miles. Unbelievable people. We don't have any control of the substances in that food when they get into our bodies. We've got to know what's in our food. We need to listen to the voice of our food. We need to listen to the voice of our farmers, our brewers, our dairy herders, our cheese makers, our strawberry growers, our asparagus pickers. Listen to the sound of these vegetables. Nothing. They've got nothing to say. But they do have thousands of things to say, but they don't have a voice. Why don't they have a voice? It should be our voice. Surely we should be talking for our food. We have to listen to our potatoes and to our broad beans and to our peas. We have to become their voice. We have to listen to the Italian apples that have traveled for 3 days across Europe to come to Britain, to be turned away at a supermarket depot and thrown in the landfill. We have to listen to the Peruvian asparagus, which is grown out of season, flown over here, buy one, get one free, 50p, so you can eat it at Christmas. Surely we have to respect our food more. Surely we have to love our food more. And look, what they say is you are what you eat. Well, surely we should be consuming love and respect. Surely we would want to be treated fairly. We have to listen to the future. We have to listen to our grandchildren who will look back at these times and they'll ask how we as a generation, we're so far advanced. We can build houses and we can deliver cars and we can do all kinds of things. But we are creating criminal levels of food waste. We are creating criminal levels of food poverty. Food waste and food poverty on this planet is criminal, and we are guilty of it. Really lightening the mood. Food has never been cheaper, but we are paying for it. We've got to listen to a lot of people who haven't got an opportunity to eat 3 meals a day, maybe not even 1 meal a day. We've got to listen to their voices. We've got to listen to the way food is treated on this planet. We've got to stop, listen, because if we don't, we could be too late. We've got to listen for alternatives. We've got to look for counterculture. We've got to look for revolution. I'm not saying go smash up a bank. I'm saying, why can't you buy food differently? Why can't you build social ideas, cooperation, and you know, these housing organizations and stuff like that? You build in food hubs into these places and you support them. We have to come together to force government policy. We have to come together to force change in the fields. We have to come together as individuals, families, streets, communities, cities, and nations. And with all of our ears, listen very carefully.